Shalom, everybody. Anybody here glad that it's Shabbat? That we made it to Shabbat again? Anybody else have a really big, long week? Yeah. My only regret about the fact that it's Shabbat today is that Shabbat's not going to be like 2 days longer. That's my biggest regret. I need like days of Shabbat right now. Look at all these people we don't get to see very often. We get people from long distance here we don't get to see, and we get people we don't get to see too often, and exciting things, people who like to sleep in my pews, and all kinds of things right here. What a blessing this is. I found out late yesterday that there are synagogues all around the country that are having a special solidarity Shabbat with the African Methodist Episcopalian churches. And I didn't know we could have done that or should have done that this weekend. That would have been a potentially good idea, except I felt like we had done that already last weekend when we said the prayers and the readings and the acknowledgments we gave. We are always in solidarity, and maybe we'll come up with what other options. And at 6 o'clock tonight, apparently I'm on the news because Channel 6, NBC, asked me how I felt about the Supreme Court ruling about same-sex marriage. And I said, in case you're going to miss it at 6 o'clock, which I'm going to miss it at 6 o'clock, I said, you could be watching me at 6. I mean, who wins? And I said something like, I am grateful that when God has two people fall in love with each other, that I get to bless that marriage, that union. I am very grateful for that opportunity. And that's how I felt at the moment. She said, this is gold. She said, a lot of ministers that I spoke with today would not agree with you. And I thought it was another one of those tricks. And I said, do you know anyone who's gay? And she said, yeah, my sister. I said, oh, is she married? She said, yeah, she had to go to New York. And so this wasn't a trick. For me, I was glad to do this. But then I called our president. I said, I just need to let you know that I just did this. So if people want to fire me for this, it was nice being your rabbi. I was very happy to be your rabbi. So oh my goodness, Quinn, you look wonderful. Look at Quinn. Quinn just had his hair cut yesterday for the first time. He's 3 years old, and he's incredibly handsome. He was handsome before, too, but I almost didn't recognize him. His hair was longer than anybody else's hair. See what a wonderful day this is. So there are lots of things that we need to do today, but mostly it's just about being together and worshiping together in unity with everyone else who's worshiping together today. And I felt that Service 3, I hope, reflects what we want it to say in some of these things. It talks about how we get to be a righteous people, because that's how I feel we are. And we, to my knowledge, have everyone helping us as blessers today. So we turn to page 82, and everyone rises. Page 82. And we read together, these lights are only flickering flames, yet flames illumine our uncertain steps. Flames remind us of Sabbaths long past, and of their beauty that delighted our hearts. May they inspire us to work for the great Sabbath of peace. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. And we say a little prayer where our eyes are still closed, and then we open our eyes and see the flames that we just blessed. But I would like us to say this in English as well. If you were at my house, we wouldn't be saying it in English, but there are things I want us to notice about the prayer we just said. So we say, we praise you, eternal God, sovereign of the universe. You hallow us. That means you make us holy. You make us holy. You make us holy with your mitzvot, your commandments. And you command us to kindle the Sabbath lights. But it's missing something really important in this translation. We say, praised are you, Adonai, our God. And we stand here with one voice and we say that, and I think it's a very, very powerful thing to do. And then we turn to page 160, I'll do 167 and 166 with you. At the bottom of 167, we have the first line of the Kiddush, the part that talks about sanctifying the wine, and the rest of it is the part that's important, the part about sanctifying Shabbat. We say, Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. We praise you, eternal God, sovereign of the universe, creator of the fruit of the vine. We praise you, eternal God, sovereign of the universe. You call us to holiness with mitzvot, the mitzvah of Shabbat, the sign of your love, a reminder of your creative work, and of our liberation from Egyptian bondage, our day of days. On Shabbat especially, we hearken to your call to serve you as a holy people. We praise you, O God, for the holiness of Shabbat. L'chaim. You may be seated if you say Shabbat Shalom to somebody you came in with.
Good shot.
Shabbat Shalom to somebody that you didn't come in with. Shabbat Shalom to somebody you knew. To somebody you didn't know. Make sure you're covered. Make sure there's nobody here that doesn't get Shabbat Shalom, okay? Everybody Shabbat Shalom? Now we go back to, I left my book over here. That's not going to help. And I don't really need my guitar. I've been holding onto this guitar today. I must really want to sing something today. I seem to, yeah, exactly. Maybe I need to sing something. Will you let me sing? I like that. The bottom of page 83 again. There are days when we seek material things and measure failure by what we do not own.
On Shabbat, we wish not to acquire, but to share.
You forgot something important, Rabbi. What'd you forget?
Deep breath.
To breathe. I'm still not breathing. Are you breathing yet? Thank you. Thank you for reminding me. Everybody in the back corner reminded me. We need to do this again. That's why I forgot. Let me take this off. We'll not blow out the candles. Take a deep breath. Oh, yeah. Let out slowly. This feels good. It's Shabbat. It feels good. It's Shabbat. Did you feel that extra soul come in? Good. So then we get to some of the sad parts and the happy parts of being Shabbat when we continue at the top of 84, because this is a sad part. There are days when we exploit nature with reckless greed.
On Shabbat, we stand in wonder before the mystery of creation.
I'm thinking of trees. I'm thinking sky. There are days when we think only of ourselves.
On Shabbat, we open our hearts to the needs of others.
Therefore, we welcome Shabbat.
Day of
Rest, joy, and peace, and the angels that accompany us. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bochem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruchuni L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzedchem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The synagogue is the sanctuary of Israel. Born of our longing for the living God, it has been to Israel throughout our wanderings a visible token of the presence of God in our people's midst. Its beauty is the beauty of holiness. Steadfast it has stood as the champion of justice, mercy, and peace.
Its truths are true for all people.
Its love is a love for all people. Its God is the God of all people. As it has been said, my house shall be called a house of prayer for all peoples. Let all the family of Israel, all who hunger for righteousness, all who seek the eternal, find God here, and here find life. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברה חירותה וימליך מלכותה, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי בכל בית ישראל. בעגלה, בעגלה, ובזמן קריב, ומרו אמן. יהא שמי רבה מברך, לעלם ולעמי עלמיה יתברך. יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמך דקודשה בריחו, לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה. תושבחתה ונחמתה, דמירן בעלמה, ואמרו אמן. ברכו את אדוני המבורך, ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד. Oh God, how can we know you? Where can we find you? You are as close to us as breathing, yet you are farther than the farthermost star. You are as mysterious as the vast solitudes of night, yet as familiar to us as the light of the sun. To Moses you said, "You cannot see my face, but I will make all my goodness pass before you." Even so does your goodness pass before us in the realm of nature and in the joys and sorrows of life. When justice burns within us like a flaming fire, when love evokes willing sacrifice from us, when to the last full measure of selfless devotion we demonstrate our belief in the ultimate triumph of truth and righteousness, then your goodness enters our lives and we can begin to change the world. And then you live within our hearts, and we through righteousness behold your presence. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch shekevod malchuto le'olam va'ed. You may be seated. Do I have to tell you to sit down? You didn't know? You looked at me like, is she going to make us stay standing? No, of course I'm not going to make you stay standing. We are going to chant this in Hebrew, or you can chant it in English if you want, on page 88. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני Adonai Elohechem. We read responsively on page 89. I, the Eternal One, have called you to righteousness and taken you by the hand and kept you. I have made you a covenant people, a light to the nations.
We are Israel, witness to the covenant between God and God's children.
This is the covenant I make with Israel. I will place my Torah in your midst and write it upon your hearts. I will be your God, and you shall be my people.
We are Israel. Our Torah forbids the worship of race or nation, possessions or power.
You who worship gods that cannot save you, hear the words of the Eternal One. I am God, there is none else.
We are Israel. Our prophets proclaimed an exalted vision for the world.
Hate evil and love what is good. Let justice well up as waters and righteousness as a mighty stream.
We are Israel, schooled in the suffering of the oppressed.
You shall not oppress your neighbors, nor rob them. You shall not stand idle while your neighbor bleeds.
We are Israel, taught to beat swords into plowshares, commanded to pursue peace.
Violence shall no longer be heard in your land, desolation and destruction within your borders. All your children will be taught of your God, and great shall be the peace of your children.
We are Israel, O God, when we are witnesses to your love and messengers of your truth.
You are my witnesses, says the Eternal One, and my servant whom I have chosen. Know me, therefore, and put your trust in me.
We are Israel, O God, when we proclaim you, God our Redeemer, as did our ancestors on the shores of the Red Sea.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh, nora tehilot osef ele, nora tehilot osef ele, malchutecha rahuv anecha, bokeh לפני משה זלינו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. Baruch atah Adonai Gal Yisrael. We praise you, O God, Redeemer of Israel. May we lie down this night in peace and rise up to life renewed. O God, spread over us your shelter of peace, of quiet and calm, and bless us with rest. And let a time come when morning will bring no word of war or famine or anguish, a time of happiness, of contentment and rest. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom, aleinu va'al kol amo Yisrael va'al Yerushalayim. We give thanks for the night and its rest and the promise of peace for all the world. And I know I was being asked in my brain to hold on to the guitar because the batteries died. So we're going to go to plan B. Vishameru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש, שבת ויהי נפש. וישמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. Please rise for the tefillah, which begins on page 93. Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagi tehilatecha. Eternal God, open my lips that my mouth may declare your glory. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, ve'Elohei Rachel, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, ve'Konei Hakol, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומשיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. God of all generations, of Abraham and Isaac and Jacob, of Sarah, Rebekah, Leah, and Rachel, be praised. Your wondrous creative power fills heaven and earth.
God of life and death, be praised. Through us send help to the falling, healing to the sick, freedom to the captive. Confirm your faithfulness to those who sleep in the dust.
Awesome and holy God, be praised. With acts of love and truth, we hallow your name. As it is said, be holy, for I, your eternal God, am holy.
God of times and seasons, be praised. Enable us through Sabbath rest to explore and learn and impart the meanings of your Torah. Make our hearts ready to serve you this day and all days.
God, who answers prayer, be praised. May we, your people Israel, be worthy in our deeds and our prayer, wherever we live, wherever we seek you, in this land, in Zion restored, in all lands, you are our God. Source of life and its wonders, be praised. You are the miracle within all we behold. You are goodness, you are compassion. We give thanks to you forever. God of peace, of justice, and of love, be praised. Inspire us to banish forever hatred, war, and bloodshed. Help us to establish forever one human family united in peace. God of peace, bless us with peace.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ve'tov b'einecha levarech et Amcha Yisrael b'chol Tasim leolam, tasim leolam.
It's your turn to say the words that are in your heart. We take a moment of silent prayer. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable to you. Be acceptable to you.
Adonai Tzuri,
God, my rock,
Tzuri v'goali,
my rock and my redeemer.
Adonai Tzuri,
God, my rock,
v'goali.
redeemer. Amen. At this time in our service, our hearts and our prayers turn to those who are ill or recuperating as we turn to the inside back cover of our prayer book. Included in our list for prayers today are Carl Bagey, Carrie Bollinger, Avery Kahn, Randy Collier, Val Gold, Susan Israel, Sister Mary Joan, Jim Marler, Betty Ann Manheim, Amy Morris, Anthony Myers, Jada Wynn, Artis Robinson, Justin Rudkowski, Ruth Slutsky, Ruth K. Slutsky, Dr. Sidney S. Slutsky, Joanne Smith, Mike Somer, Mara Somer, Stephen Zalanka. If you have other names that you would like us to add to our list, I invite you to call them out.
Sister Mary Charles.
For all these names, for the names we choose to hold in our hearts and not say out loud, we pray together. O God, in our hearts we name those who are facing illness and pain.
We join our prayers with the prayers of all who love them. Give them renewed comfort and courage.
Strengthen in them the healing powers you have placed within us all. Guide the hands and hearts of those who are entrusted with their care. May the knowledge of your love and ours give added hope to them and to their dear ones. May they find even greater strength because our prayers are linked to theirs. Baruch atah Adonai, Rofei HaCholim. We praise you, eternal God, the source of healing and health. It's better. Mi sheberach avoteinu mikor habracha ve'imotenu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say מקור הברכה לאבותינו. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen. It has become our tradition to add, Misheberach avotenu v'imotenu, may the one who blessed and protected our ancestors guard all those whom we have entrusted with the responsibility of defending our freedom and protecting us in this country, in the land of Israel, and everywhere they have been called to serve. May they return home safely. And let us say,
Amen.
Amen. There are a lot of things that I can share with you today. I got some news, and I thought that this would have been the most exciting thing to share. And it's not the most exciting thing. It wasn't exciting. I thought it was important. I thought it was interesting. It was a census and a prediction about the census, and I might share it with you, but I want to tell you a little bit maybe instead about what's important. People trying to predict, here's some interesting things. I will share this with you. It says by the year 2050, 51% of the Jews in the world are expected to live where? Israel. Shreveport. Somebody said Shreveport? No, just kidding. I like that answer. Nope. I don't know. 51% of the Jews are expected to live in the Middle East, almost all in Israel, it says. 37% will be in North America. The number of Jews in Europe, I can't even say this sentence out loud without hurting. This sentence, the number of Jews in Europe is expected to decline dramatically. How could anybody write that sentence? Do you know? How can you write that sentence? Because you know why? Because the number of Jews in Europe have already declined dramatically in the past, and that's why, Quinn. Good. I'm glad you asked that. Nearly 95% of all the Jews right now live in just 10 countries, according to the study. For Israel and U.S., none of those countries are more than 2% Jewish. And we're just barely over 2%. Israel's a little more than that. In descending order of Jewish population, I thought you'd be interested in hearing this. The countries are, United States comes in first. Israel comes in second. Next is Canada. That's the part of North America that we got before if we're thinking geography. Then comes France, Britain, Germany, Russia, Argentina, Australia, and Brazil. Are there countries you were hoping were on that list? Did any of them surprise you? I thought that was powerful news. Now, this was in an article from the World Jewish Congress. They have this World Jewry Digest that I get every month. And the article, in case you're looking for this again, the article was entitled, and I skipped some parts of the article, as you'll find out, because the article was entitled, New Research Findings, More Muslims Than Jews in the United States by 2050. So I skipped all the paragraphs about what's happening with the Muslim population, because I don't want to talk about that tonight. There are too many other wonderful things that I want to talk about, but I thought that those demographic shifts were interesting. And some of what's happened to me this week made me think about demographic shifts being interesting. Since last Shabbat, my family moved back into the house. Thank you. It was, the guys worked, the crew worked really, really hard to get us in there, and we moved all day Sunday, and by Sunday night, we slept in our own beds, in our own houses. I almost fell out of my bed because for the past 4 months, I've been used to getting out on this side of the bed, and I went to roll over really hard on this side, and almost fell out. But it took one night of getting used to that part of it. It was really nice, except then by Monday night, we had no electricity in our bathroom. We have only one, but anyway, it's not a lot of a house yet. We're getting there, hopefully within the next, I pray, 1 week. We will be just about everything. Soon, we'll have a day when we can come hang a mezuzah and have some kind of a party. It's not going to be the crawfish boil that they keep saying that they think I'm going to have to welcome everybody. A fish fry, not going to be that either, I don't think. But we'll come up with something. Use up all the matzah from out. No, I'm just kidding. That would be crummy. But make me remember all the sawdust that's everywhere. So that was a nice thing that happened to me about demographics. I have to live here for a very, 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 very long time because of what it cost me to renovate it. But some of you may know that yesterday I went to Monroe. There was a funeral for a woman named Evelyn Lerner. And Evelyn Lerner moved away from Monroe in the mid-'70s. And so she had her closest relative. This was just an interesting story. This is what's happening in the small Jewish communities. And I thought you'd want to hear this. And I think it's important to remember Evelyn. Evelyn had 2 first cousins. They were both women, and their names were all Evelyn. I asked, was there a great-grandma Evelyn or something that everybody loved? And the one person who was there who was related to her was one of the other Evelyn's sons. So Evelyn was the cousin of Evelyn, and this was Evelyn's son. Does that help? No. This man's name was Jana, and he came with his wife Paula. And Jana did not know his cousin Evelyn at all. He thinks she may have come to his brother's bar mitzvah, but he honestly did not remember her. And then at some point in history, they wound up in the early 2000s, I think, in the Atlanta area together. And they met, and they were happy to know each other, and then they met a few times, and then things happened where Jana and his wife got to be helpful to Evelyn, and they got to be the family that they should have been all along, and it was really sweet, and he was the only one left. Evelyn was 90. She was almost 91 when she died, and it was a very peaceful death. I was grateful to hear. She buried her husband, Max, at least 10 years ago, but she also buried her son, Martin, when he was 18. He was on the tennis team at ULM, and he and some buddies were going on a weekend trip, and there was a terrible car accident, and he didn't survive. And there were 2 other women in the Monroe area, another woman named Evelyn, and another woman named Rita. And Rita was the only one out of everyone who came to the funeral from Monroe who knew Evelyn. And Rita and Evelyn and the other Evelyn had become very friendly because all 3 of them lost sons. And it was just a wonderful, powerful story about magnets and how people find each other. And I thought it was an awesome story. But on my way to this funeral, and I found out about the funeral a day or 2 before, on my way to the funeral, which was at 1 o'clock, I got this wonderful call from Ellie, who's sitting over there, and she said, "Rabbi, it's time. It's Quinn's 3rd birthday. According to the Jewish calendar, we're cutting his hair. Would you please come and help us cut a lock off of his hair?" I can't. I have to go to this funeral. But she said she would take pictures. Did you take pictures? Okay, good. So he had gorgeous hair down to here, and now look how handsome he is. He looks awesome. I recognize him because of the kippah and the big eyes. He's always at our Tat Shabbat on Saturday mornings, which brings me to another thing about magnetism, what brings people together. I have said this before, but I want to keep reminding you, this congregation is made up of lots of congregations because we have a Saturday morning group that comes all the time. We have a Friday evening group that comes, and sometimes the twain never meets. We have a Sunday morning during religious school that's wild and crazy and awesome and exciting. And you don't get to see all those people all the time if you don't come when they come and they come when you come. I get to be part of all of these things. We had this funny conversation. I told someone yesterday after the funeral that was going on at the same time. What a wonderful day I had, because when I came back to Shreveport, which wasn't easy coming back, if you've driven that way, there's a lot of construction going on, and it didn't help that there were 2 houses that were like bigger than my house, 2 halves of a house that was trying to make it through the single lane. I stayed standing still on I-20, stopped. I put my car in park after a while because I stayed standing still for over 20 minutes. And the rain was coming and then stopping and coming. Anyway, I came home for a wedding rehearsal yesterday because Stacy Hyman is getting married this weekend. And so it was an awesome day, and I was bragging about, how wonderful my life is that I get to be part of a funeral and help honor this person. And I was invited to hair cutting, and that I got to be part of that. And they said, wait a second, I thought you said it was a Reform congregation. How come people are doing cutting hair at 3 years old? Because that's how we do things here. We have a wide variety of what we do and what we love, and we love the fact that we can experience all these things thanks to each other. Other wonderful things happened, and other big things and other terrible things happened this week. Is there anything anybody else wanted to make sure we all know about? Anything important that anybody else? Helene came back from a trip one time and said that one of the things she liked best about whatever congregation she had gone to was that not only do we ask for who we want to say blessings, but this is a great time for us to congregate and get to say, this wonderful thing happened in my life or this terrible thing happened in my life, because these are the people we need to share it with. Anybody have anything else you need to say? Share, okay? You can tell me after, because I want to know. No, I'm just kidding. Letting you know, the Institute for Southern Jewish Life has its educational conference every summer. We use their curriculum, and we are sending Helene and me and Allison Bath and Barbara Joseph and Rebecca Austin and Cantor Neil Schwartz are all driving to Jackson, Mississippi on Sunday, and we'll be back on Tuesday. Thanks to the Federation, who for the first time this year is helping us to sponsor the conference, and I hope they're watching, because I don't see. Well, so that's another congregation. We get to have all these congregations. So, but it's an awesome time where we meet some of the big shots in education in the region and some nationally, and it'll be an awesome thing. And we come back very, as you know, what do I call that? Rejuvenated. So, Mr. President, I would like to invite you to come up here and tell us the announcements, but I'm sorry to say a lot of these are from last week. I think we didn't get to change them. So when it comes to fill in the blank, tonight's movie is this, and then that part, that's not the right topic. So I'll tell you what the topic is when we get there. Here, you're going to need this.
All right, thank you, Rabbi. Shabbat shalom, y'all. Want to thank y'all all for being here tonight during the summer. Our attendance doesn't seem to wane. And just want to let the Rabbi know wonderful things that happen. There are things in the Jewish world that aren't so wonderful, as we all know, but we're really blessed here. Yesterday I got an email from one of our other Reformed Jewish congregations that was written by some malcontents that weren't real happy with the way their congregation was being run, and I think it was only a 12-page letter. And there was a lot of threats and ugly words, and luckily we don't get those. We're open. This was about the management of their congregation, and certainly, as you all know, we try our best to be transparent, open, and if anybody has any questions, please let me know, but don't write me a 12-page letter. I'm not going to read it. Anyway, tonight is Friday. We have a film fest. This is Sodom, the movie. It's a Hebrew movie with subtitles in English. Serve popcorn and pizza as always. No fees, but if you'd like to contribute to make a donation to cover the cost, we would accept it, but not today on Shabbat. So let us know if you plan on coming this summer so we can know what to plan for. We have a lot of things going on, as you know. We're being rejuvenated. The Rabbi's leading classes, so please look at your email, and she'll tell you what the topics that will be discussed every week. Donations were made to B'nai Zion for the pulpit flowers in loving memory of Henry Clark and Fritz Glazer by Harriet and Jay Glazer, in loving memory of H. Leo Gringus and Rose Muroff by Donna and Randy Gringus and Shirley Seligman and family, in loving memory of Louis Lobel by Dorothy and Bernard Lobel, and in loving memory of Corinne Roos by the Posner family. So thank y'all.
Thank you. So Just in case you didn't make your mind up yet, if you haven't seen the movie, Zohisdom is in Hebrew with subtitles, and it is kind of like Monty Python, but in Hebrew. And it is the biggest grossing film in Israel ever. I saw it, and I think it's hysterical. And this week's, we have another class of Hebrew at 5:30 on Wednesday, and a basic Judaism class. You don't have to have attended any of the ones before it. Each one is its own little unit. And this week we're talking about liturgy, about Jewish prayer, and some why, what. So you can come to just that. They also, so far, the last 2 weeks, we've been successful with live streaming the classes, which means that if you want, you can watch it while we're streaming it. So Hebrews at 5:30 and the other classes at 6:30. Or once it's finished, you can watch it anytime it's convenient for you. We had a conversation this past week about what happens after you die, and it was an interesting conversation, and people are interested in that. You can watch it. One of these days I'll get to posting it on YouTube also, so we'll always have it available if you want. And I thank my team of people who are streaming those things. Just want to let you know those things. At this point, I am very happy to say that we have a bunch of people under the age of 13 who can help us open the ark while everybody else is turning to page 148. Come on up. If you're under the age of 13, you can come up and help us open the ark. Nice. Everyone else is going to stand. Come on up. Here, come in. Come help to open the ark. Would you hold my hand and help? Come on up. Let's go. Boing, boing. Everyone please rise when the ark is open. Come on, let's see what's in here. Wait, let's open up the bottom ones too. Anybody need to hug a Torah? We've got huggable Torahs too. You want to hold one? Nice. Take it. Good. You want to hold one? Aleinu l'shabach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. And when the ark is closed, you may be seated. Wait, we got to put this one back. Thank you. I'm going to let him lie down. Whoop, lie down and close that one. Thank you. Gently, gently. Thank you. Bonk. It doesn't close. Wait, you got to wait for them to get out. They don't get to stay in there where the Torah is. Thank you, everybody. Gently. Nice job. It is an honor to have our under 13 group here, and I am so glad that they're here. And Quinn, look, come on, handsome guy. He was handsome before, but now I just wanted to point him out. If you'd ever met him before, you almost wouldn't know that it's him. And he's 3. On page 149, you spread out the heavens and established the earth. You are our God. There is none else. In truth, you alone are our sovereign God, as it is written. Know then this day and take it to heart. The Eternal One is God in the heavens above and on the earth below. There is none else. Eternal God, we face the morrow with hope, made stronger by the vision of your deliverance. A world where poverty and war are banished, where injustice and hate are gone. Teach us more and more to respond to the pain of others, to heed your call for justice, that we may bring nearer the day when all the world shall be one. On that day, the age-old dream shall come true. On that day, you shall be one, and your name shall be one. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. We continue on page 151. Excuse me, but in case you don't hear the news, if you know Harriet Dekowitz, her sister passed away this week. Bonnie Colton Harriet Dekowitz's sister passed away. You know she'd been very sick for a while, but it's still a devastating time. So if you see Harriet, we give news about the other congregation too. We continue on page 151. Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, let us meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. The contemplation of death should plant within the soul elevation and peace. Above all, it should make us see things in their true light, for all things which seem foolish in the light of death are really foolish in themselves. To be annoyed because someone has slighted us or has been somewhat more successful in social distinctions, pulled himself somehow one rung higher up the ladder than ourselves, how ridiculous all this seems when we couple it with the thought of death. To pass each day simply and solely in the eager pursuit of money or fame, this also seems like living with shadows when one might take one's part with realities. Surely, when death is at hand, we should desire to say, I have contributed my grain to the great store of the eternal. I have borne my part in the struggle for goodness. And let no man or woman suppose that the smallest social act of goodness is wasted for society at large. All our help, whatever it be, is needed. And though we know not the manner, the fruit of every faithful service is gathered in. Let the true and noble words of a great teacher ring in conclusion upon our ears. The growing good of the world is partly dependent on unhistoric acts, and that things are not so ill with you and me as they might have been is half owing to the number who lived faithfully a hidden life and rest in unvisited tombs. We continue on page 153. However brief may be our time on earth, O God, you endow our fleeting days with abiding worth. We now recall the loved ones whom death has taken from us during these past 30 days. We remember Babette Kamens and Evelyn Lerner. And as we remember those who died at this season in years past, we take them into our hearts with our own. Those for whom we're observing Yortzeit this week include Warner E. Berg, Henry Clark, Harold Feigelson, Fritz Glazer, H. Leo Gringus, Albert Dick Guggenheim, Sam Handel, Rosa Sauer-Katzenstein, Louis E. Kern, Leah Labo, Woody Levin, Etta Levy, Ben Levy Sr., Louis Lobel, Dorn Morris, Rose Murov, Mitchell Neustadt, Corinne Roos, Max William Roth, Morris Rubin, Judy Sklar Silberstein, Vernon Wesley Sinclair, Sig Spitzer, Joseph Paul Stewart Sr., and Friedler J. Zuzak. In this moment of memory, our griefs and sympathies are mingled. Loving God, we rise as together we praise your name. The mourner's Kaddish is found on page 154. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divra chiruteh v'yamlich malchuteh, b'chayachon u'v'yom echon u'v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'v'zman kariv, v'imru amen. Yeheh shemei Rabbah mevarach la'alam u'lamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal shemei d'kudsha barichu. La'elam min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran ba'alma v'imru amen. Yeheh shalama rabba min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort to all who are bereaved. Amen. Please be seated. I would like you to turn to page 158. And we're not going to sing the song. We're going to read our closing song. We did this the other day, Saturday morning. We read through some of the songs that we're used to singing in Hebrew, and we don't always get to do the English. And we said, wow. So at the bottom of 158, we're going to do this responsively, one verse at a time. I'll read the first and you read the second one. Magnified be the living God, praised whose existence is eternal, one and unique in that unity, the unfathomable one whose oneness is infinite.
Who preceded all creation, the beginning, who has no beginning.
You are eternal might, who teach every creature your greatness and sovereignty with the gift of prophecy, inspiring those whom you chose to make your glory known.
Never has there been a prophet like Moses, whose closeness to you is unmatched. A Torah of truth you gave your people through your prophet, your faithful servant.
A changeless God, ever the same, whose teaching will stand, who watches us and knows our inmost thoughts, who knows all outcomes before events begin.
You give us each what we deserve, the good and the bad alike. In the end of days, you will send an everlasting redemption. All that lives and has being shall witness your deliverance.
You have implanted eternal life within us. Praise be your glory to all eternity. I'm curious what you think about that. We'll talk about it later. Meanwhile, bring back that group that's under 13 so that they can say Amotzi. And we can have some food. Hold on to the bottom of this. Hold on. Come on up. Hold on to the bottom. Yeah, come on back here. Ready? Hamotzi lechem min haaretz. We give thanks to God for bread. Our voices rise in song together as our joyful prayer is said. You can hold on. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'tei avon. All right, I take the plate and everybody grab some bread. Grab some. Make sure Quinn gets some. Everybody take. There's more challah out there for grown-ups, obviously. Wait, give some to Quinn. Here you go. Thank you, everybody. Please rise for the closing benediction. I like that we got magnetized together. It is a blessing for us to be here together. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you. May God protect you. Yair Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. May the light of God's face shine upon you. Be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God's face always be lifted up to you. May God grant you peace. Shabbat shalom. Yigdal Elohim chai v'yishtabach im saveh.